to go to school with. Mind you, this girl and another girl named Tiara Nichols. I used to find it strange that when I be up there singing praise and worship, they'll have the camera like this and just on me. Like kind of, angled upward, recording, like trying to fake it, but just on me. You're not into the service, or you're not worshiping with nobody. You just sitting here recording me. Not to mention old classmate. You're okay. And she does have a lot to do with this. Trust and believe. Because I believe that's when my phone probably got rooted with that spyware. Because I used to let my kids see my phone so they could sit there and look at YouTube and stuff like that. And they'll put my phone down sometimes and play, run around, play with little toys and balls and shit they had over there. So I believe that's when my phone got rooted, because people can infect your phone or clone it by having it in their hand. Mostly, that's the most effective way. Or sending you a link via like email or text or some shit. You open it, boom. There she blows. Access. All access, honey. Yeah. And it was clear, the activities in my life, that they were, in fact, surveilling me. So, left that church. Again. You never disabled your security. Your system traced me. I took care of that. You're safe. And there was a couple of occurrences with the guy I felt like was crushing on me. He just kept popping up everywhere. And I'm like, you're safe. I just know this shit ain't no coincidence. And I told you the gang stalkers, they normally wear specific colors and or patterns and or messages on their apparel. And they'll come with this gang stalker ass, familiar ass conversation as well. So, happened again recently. So I talked to him or whatever in the waiting room a few weeks ago. And he said some along the lines of, the virus that I used doesn't have an encryption key. He came to the hospital for his leg or something. So you hit my entire. And he said he had moved from Illinois all the way to St. Louis. I'm like, you passed all them hospitals to come here. No, you passed all them hospitals in St. Louis. I would never guess he moved over there. If it helps. But he did. Here's a virus. He said he came over there because he wanted to go to this hospital specifically. Sir, I know there was a good 30, 40-minute commute. You were adjacent to St. Alexius, have you pronounced that stuff? Or Barnes, St. Mary's, St. Anthony's. I want you going. Stop playing with me. Hey. So, he's talking about how he left that church and how the pastor was crazy and they wanted money and all that stuff. I shut that down because, like I told you before, I don't really have too much, bad to say about the pastor. It was y'all. For real. And she's still the woman of God. You're not going to sit here and call her names. I said, I don't mind you sharing how she may have made you feel, because that's totally valid. She human, subject to error, and you are as well. You human with feelings. So if you want to share that in this conversation, I get it, but you're not going to talk about her in that regard, not in front of me. And God going to deal with you on that. Because that's still got people in his job to deal with his own people. If she mishandling her saints in her position, that's blood on her hands. She's getting held to a higher standard by God, and he'll deal with that. Hanging associates, Tamika speaking. Stop. So that ticked me off. It's a nightmare, actually, Jason. I was just agitated because I knew, what he was on. He was gang stalking me. He came a long ways to do so. And he was basically hinting at trying to talk to me. I'm like, I'm pregnant and engaged. I'm in love. No. Listen, I would love to see you again. Like, he was like, oh, you sure? And saying little stuff, opposing. And I'm like, yeah. Because, like, dude, not attractive. Like, 10 times not attractive. Period. Nice hearing your voice. Period, point, and blank. Not hot. And I know he ain't had no damn chance. Sir, you serious about me? About this? Oh my god. Oh my god, we cannot wait for y'all to hear our But child, listen. Yeah, I'm really here for my lashes. These are mink eyelashes, 100% mink fur, you all. I do have them for sale. If you want to drop a comment, I will ship these mugs. Y'all deserve to be blinking like this. Or your ladies, however it goes. TIs can be cute. That's part of the reason why we're getting hated on. You must hear that all the time. We fire y'all. We just blowing smoke. Well, we're not. Yeah, we definitely don't do that. But we cannot thank you enough. Yeah, and then there was this dark skinned lady and a child kept passing back and forth. But she resembled a lady. She used to be a friend of my family and went to church with us and stuff. But I felt like she was a mole. I felt like, and I had already had her on my shit list for gangstalking. And I'm like, I said, her name Monique Conway. I said, mind you, I had already worked all the way in South County. We didn't on the east side, but I worked all the way St. Louis, South County with one of her people. Where I said the cleaning company where they was doing all the reenactments and in these houses, and the lady was actually my cleaning partner too. Gaslighting, the private bitch stuff, just all the above with her people. So it was already on my shit list. So fast forward again back to now at the hospital a few weeks ago. And this lookalike, because they do lookalikes all the time, y'all. It's a mess. It's a lot of trouble to go through. It's a mess. I still can't believe it's happening to me on such a grandeur scale, because I'm just a average woman out of this little village in Illinois. Literally, they call my town, my hometown, a village. You know what I'm saying? Whew. But I'm like, do you know Monique Conway? He like, nah. Not even a hot 20 minutes later. Y'all want to know who passed by me? No, not really. With her child in tow? Yes, I'll give you some time to look on it. The Monique Conway. Let me trace it back for y'all. So, the lookalike was just passing back and forth for no reason, really, really frequently in the waiting area. Really frequently, it was strange. So I'm like, they must know each other. I said, do you know Monique Conway? This time, I'm agitated, so this time I'm talking. He like, But this time he got quiet by this time. Because I told him I wouldn't fuck with him. I said I wasn't attracted. And I made it clear I wasn't attracted to nobody at that church and wasn't. Not one single person. So he was already salty. And I knew that's why he was getting quiet. But he was like, nah, hell no. And then not even 20 minutes later, you guys, stop playing. And really, that's why I got over it, just to lead up to that part of the story. And just to make this shit more real. Like, this shit is real. People really devoting their life. People who I broke bread with, who I stood next to and praised God with, had conversations with, intimate moments, whether if it's church, family, lovers, and all. I won't even get into the lover thing, y'all, because you guys will really be repulsed at what's going on. I'm asking you. But I just find it strange that I mention her, because this looked like who passed me 10 times for no apparent reason. When nothing serious going on with her or this child. Same, looked exactly like this lady. And the child looked exactly like hers. And after I ask about it, not even a good 20 minutes later, and I do not exaggerate when I say that she actually passed by me, holding her child the same way the lady who passed by 10 times did. And did so another couple times. I didn't even speak to her. She just gonna keep looking straight. She talked to my mom. Is her kid's godmama. My mom has a home daycare. Told you this lady was a mole, and she know how to figure it out. That's why she ain't say shit. Cause we was otherwise cool. Her kids love me. Um, and by this time, like, she's gang her, at least her child and or her gang stalked me a lot in this area, a lot, and her cousin. So y'all know that was sick and just too on point and way too obvious and provable and provable. And I forgot another guy who went to that church, actually worked at the hospital. James took it. So, yeah, I've been going through this for some years now. And police not doing much of nothing. I guess I gotta get my shit in order and a timeline and tell y'all some more tea. Again, I'm not just on here. I would love to talk about other things I'm interested in. You hear me cover a lot, going on for us with religion and current affairs or beauty, fashion stuff. That's what I'm really into. I love to be on here talking about that or demonstrating something. I would love to be doing that, but I really want to spread awareness. I want somebody to see this to perhaps get these people looked into her. These locals not doing anything on a federal level. The CIA, Homeland, EDU, anybody, guys, anybody. They need to be exposed, and they're scared now because I'm way too aware now, and they feel the pressure. It has been letting it known since I've been doing this documenting, like blatantly, recording, this street theater, which I really wish I had been started doing. And I do have recordings. I just never thought to post it on her. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll go and find some more stuff
I'll be right back.
And post it on her. But I think I've said enough to make it real. The sister not delusional. I probably should have lost my mind by now, but by the grace of God, man, that's how I know He got a purpose for me. Kingdom related. And clearly, the fall from grace now. And I think the barrier is, I spend a lot of time, because sometimes I get them what they ask for. I'll go ahead, I'll tell them all, like, you got the right one today. You should have found somebody else to gang stalk. Someone weak. But I wouldn't wish this on nobody, not even my worst enemy. Like, I'm not that freaking crazy or insane or demented, child. I don't think a person like this should even be on the streets. It's just sickening. So yeah, man, like, please, if you know somebody, an investigator, a journalist, anybody you could think of. Because journalists, they specialize in finding out shit.
Yeah.
So,
I don't like the cost of this, Josh.
I've just been really emotional lately, and I've just been spending a lot of time in my head. If not, I have business to take care of, a job to be, I have kids to take care of. So I haven't had the chance to really sit down and get everything on paper. Again, to fluently and in the right sequence tell you guys these events that has happened. That and just to get the information to the right parties. It's not just a local police station we have to advocate for us, or the local FBI office. Everybody has a boss. So, the plan is just to go up that scale, man. And I know what I'm up against. These people know people in high places, even like the town government and or the state government, even like. It's gotten to be a really big deal, and if you heard me doing some name dropping, there is a British Williams from Basketball Wives LA. Um, her cousin, who also a popular guy. I just found out he worked for Atlantic Records before, and cool with the guy. What's his name? Reginald something, or Reggie something, little Reggie. I forget. Shorty the Prince, and this guy BC the Prince. You should know the Shorty the Prince guy from 106 and Park when it was still on air, and BC the Prince. I guess he had his little bout with the record company. But I know he has a baby with my best friend's sister, and he's cousin with this British Williams. She's gotten indicted. He's BC the Prince. He is in jail right now. His cousin British from Basketball Wives on VH1. She's headed that way. She just got indicted for identity theft and fraud. So I'm trying to see who I need to talk to see if I was a victim of her. I know I was, but see if it could be proven. I know I am.
So I can help you there. Really?
I already know that.
Trust me.
So that's what I'm on now. But anybody who have control over your phone, it kind of block you. So I really have to be strategic. And sneaky, and it's crazy because I outsmart them a lot. For me to be up against my one mind against all these other minds, I tend to outsmart them a lot. When they try to create barriers for me, like get money and, obtaining my own money even. I just find these other avenues that they didn't even consider, to make sure I get what's entitled to me. Anything just to create, difficult situation. And no one has this much, like, bad luck or mishaps. And it's always something. And that's because it's orchestrated. And they have, like, the whole town in on it. Including, everybody work at all these local stores where I have to frequent. They had enough time to study me to know, where I'd have to go, and these people around here, they hip and they're willing participants. I went there to kill him. That's the only way to deal with a dude like Bob. So, yeah, man. Help us to start if you can. If not, just pray for me. If not, hopefully you learn something. Especially if you're a TI yourself, you gain strength from something I said, hopefully, or from just being inspired by me, being able to keep sane. And that's via, prayer. These kids, I sit there and, I have a goofy spirit and just naturally a happy spirit. So I don't stay down long. I've been in crack the joke. I'll be the one to be joking on the deathbed. I could be dying to cancer in there, joning and joking, child, making light of it. That's just who I am. So I think that has a lot to do with what keeps me and sustain me and just keeping it together for these boys. Like, they can't feel this. And be on the skin and be cleansing soap and Noxzema and shea butter because my skin's popping right now. Gotta work on these. I ain't been getting no sleep. Plus a little eyeliner smudge. But I'm here for my skin, y'all.
I've never been as happy to see your face as I am right now.
But y'all have a good one. I'm done for tonight. Unless I think of something else I want to say, then I'll be back. Smooches.